Now, if your heartburn always gets worse at night, you are not imagining it. And of course, it is not just because you ate late. There's a very specific medical reason why it's happening the way it's happening. And let me break it down for you in a way that you can understand. I want you to picture this. You've had a long day. You've taken heavy dinner and now you're exhausted. So you climb into your bed, you hold your phone in your hands, and you switch off the lights. Now you're ready to finally rest. And then that familiar burn starts crawling up your chest. But tonight it feels a bit different. It's a bit more stronger, or of course, it's more intense, more uncomfortable than it ever is during the day. And may begin asking yourself, why is this the case? There's only one word that explains this, and that is gravity. I want to break down how gravity affects your experience of hyperacidity in the night. Now, during the day, you are upright, you are sitting, you're standing, you're walking. And of course, gravity is quietly doing you a massive favor. It keeps food in your stomach and it keeps acid where it belongs. That happens during the day and it works for you without you even noticing. But the moment you lie down, you take gravity out of the question. Now, your stomach and your food pipe, they are almost on the same level. Allow me explain that. They're almost on the same level. So if that valve between them is even slightly weak, you remember that sphincter that we talked about in one of the videos. If it's slightly weak, acid no longer has to find or to fight gravity to move upward. It flows freely. And that is when the burning actually starts. But there is more to this than what I've already shared. At night, your digestion slows down. That happens at night. Your body is preparing to rest and not necessarily to process food. So your last meal, it sits in your stomach longer than it should. And when that happens, there'll be more acid, there'll be more pressure, there'll be more opportunity for reflux to happen. And that happens when you're lying down. Now, here's the part most people never think about, and that is swallowing and the role it plays in hyperacidity. Now, during the day, you swallow constantly, even without realizing it, and every single swallow clears small amounts of acid from your food pipe. But when you're asleep, something else happens. That swallowing almost stops completely. And so acid sits on the lining of your esophagus for hours, and that may lead to burning, irritating, and also damaging of the walls of the esophagus. And when you're lying flat, that acid can travel even higher up your esophagus, and it can travel all the way up to your throat. And that is when you get what we call a sour taste in your mouth. I know perhaps you might have experienced this. And that awful feeling of something rising up is the sour taste or the acid rising up your esophagus. A cough that wakes you in the middle of the night might be one of the symptoms that they may experience when this is happening. Now, some people, they spend years treating a throat problem when what they actually have is nighttime acid reflux. I hope that you're not treating a throat problem, but this is what actually you're experiencing. So here's the truth about nighttime heartburn. It is not random. It is not a bad luck. It has to be very clear. But it is position plus timing plus slow digestion plus no gravity. All of them are hitting you at the same time and they contribute to nighttime heartburn. So what can you actually do about this? Number one, stop eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, and this will give your stomach time to empty before you lie down. Number two, you need to watch what you eat at night. And by this I mean heavy, fatty, or spicy meals tend to increase pressure and relax that valve, so you need to avoid them. Number three, elevate the head of your bed. And by this I mean even a slight incline. It brings gravity back on your side, and that alone can break the pattern. You remember we talked about the role of gravity in preventing hyperacidity. And it's important to note that nighttime heartburn is not something you just have to live with. No. Once you understand why it happens, you stop being surprised by it and you start preventing it in the way that it should be prevented. And if this helped you, I would like to ask you to share it with someone who complains about heartburn every night. And as you do that, you can drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know if you get heartburn more at night or during the day. My name is Libeya Bethwell, and I'm a pharmacist, and I would like to ask you to follow, to subscribe to this YouTube channel to get simple, honest health education every single week. See you in the next video. Bye bye.